I'd like to introduce you to Claude Monet. Monet was born in France in November of 1840 and died in December of 1926. He is considered one of the founders of Impressionism and worked to propel the movement forward. Much of Monet's work was completed en plein air, or outside. Impressionism is a genre of art, started in the 1880s, and is defined as having lots of thin, visible brushstrokes. Monet is most famous for his water lily paintings, but he did make others. Take a close look at all of the markings and how they create a sense of movement. Impressionism is all about these markings, designed to really bring a sense of light to the piece, unifying it. Unity is a principle of art, and line is an element of art. Remember, these elements and principles help us make better pieces, so it is important to use them. Most of Monet's work was focused on his water lilies. There were over 250 paintings of water lilies. Monet actually imported all of these water lilies from Egypt and South America and planted them himself. The city council ordered Monet to remove the plants before they poisoned the water. He didn't, and thank goodness. Of his over 250 paintings of water lilies, only 17 focus on his Japanese footbridge. At the time of their completion, many people hated the works and were vocal about it. They told Monet that these paintings were terrible and not art. Luckily, he persisted and continued painting. The older he got, the more particular he became. While some were destroyed by fire, others were destroyed by Monet himself because he didn't like them. The larger paintings are designed to make you feel as though you're actually in his water lily pond. Cool, huh? For your piece, you'll be creating your own water lilies using oil pastels. Remember to focus on the lines, the element of art, and creating unity, our principle of art. Mark making is the most important part of this piece. You'll need to really fill in the space, completing your piece without coloring it in, but rather making lots of marks, building up the colors. You'll see here that I started small. I wanted to do a piece focused on the footbridge, so I started with that, making lots of little marks as I went. I layered the colors, allowing them to grow and develop, to deepen. Part of this is our basic color theory, using analogous colors or colors that are close to each other on the color wheel to help build a sense of depth, using the whole space and the entire paper. Oil pastels are really smooth, kind of like an extra soft crayon. You'll need to be careful not to smudge with your fingers. Impressionism is about those little marks that you make. It's really important that you focus on lots of mark making, not lots of, well, smudging. You do not have to make your piece focused on Monet's Japanese footbridge. You may make your piece on any kind of water lily you'd like. I have lots of pictures for you to use. Before you begin, take some time, look through the photos, give yourself a few sketches, 2 or 3 in your art notebook, before beginning on your final paper. Oil pastels cannot be erased, and you don't want to use pencil at all on this piece. You'll need to really commit to your drawing. Notice here that my marks go back and forth. Different directions help me build up the sense of depth. While Monet made over 250 paintings of water lilies, you're only going to do one. You'll want to make sure that you really focus on all of those marks, filling in the space, using the element of art line to help you do that. Unity is created by using lots of the same kinds of marks. You can see here that I do a lot of the same sorts of things. I go in one direction, all over the page, and then another direction, again, all over the page. I create some emphasis by going back over things harder if I need to. Before we begin, make sure that you're clear on what Impressionism is and have a great definition in your art notebook. You'll get a sticker for an awesome definition. If you don't have one, now is the time to write it in. Once you've got that, you may begin on your sketches.